All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are today at the 4th edition, the second day of BYOU, and I'm standing here with the dancer.
Poppin Danys from Belgium.
Nice. Why did you came all from Belgium to the Netherlands?
Well, I've been battling in the Netherlands for a couple of years now.
Oh, dope, dope.
Yeah, so it's a country that's like quite close for us. You know, I'm from Belgium, so it's not that far. And I really kind of like the push that the community here is giving to popping and locking scene. You know,
Specific like this community here in the city, or just Netherlands in general?
It's my first time in Ede actually.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
dope.
I mostly go to cities like Den Haag, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Utrecht.
Like the big five in the west.
For the big battle. So it's my first time here at BYOU. I love it so far. Super nice vibe, nice music, you know, nice people. So
dope, dope. And how many days do you practice dance?
Oh, I'm a full-time dancer actually.
It's your profession?
Yeah, it's my profession.
Okay, nice.
So it's a bit hard to quantify how much, but yeah, I pretty much dance, like teaching, performing, battling, rehearsing, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, I would say every day.
Nice.
Yes.
And they always say like with this is not scientifically proved, but it's like a fact in dance world. How higher the level of dancing, how more you practice per day, per week, and also the risk on injury is also high. Have you ever had an injury?
Dance-related injury, like only slight injuries.
Okay.
So far.
God bless.
Oh yeah, I'll touch wood later on. You know? But yeah, for me, it's also I think what kind of dancing you do. You know, like how demanding the dance that you do is. You know, for example, I had a discussion with a psychologist once that is a dancer as well, and she told me that, for example, we sometimes get injured because we push in battles. But then we do the exact same thing in the club and nothing happens, you know? Because there's a stress factor that is not there.
Yes.
And that influences the body a lot. So I think when dance becomes your job or like your main activity, there's of course, with everything that becomes part of your daily life, there's a dose of stress that comes with it, right?
Okay.
And I think that is also a factor to take into consideration when it comes to injuries.
So you listen very well to your body.
Let's say I could
like
take care of it better.
Yeah.
As in like stretching or going to the physio, and everything, which is something I unfortunately don't do that often.
Yes.
But I also know how to cheat my way through my body doing stuff.
Ah, okay.
So for example,
what do you mean with cheating on your body?
That's the thing. I like to make my movement convincing, not perfect.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
So as soon as I think my movement can deliver what it's supposed to deliver, I'm not gonna try and look for not always at least, look for the little details that are gonna make it like top perfect that I have to always be aware of. I wanna let my body speak, you know? Yeah.
Dope. It's an interesting approach because like you have like mostly two of these things, like dancers are or they push themselves too hard, I get injured but I still push myself, or they like practice so much they want to execute their movement perfectly, but perfect destroys your practice, like that.
And for me, perfect is only a moment in time, you know, because then after a while, then the movement is just going to become like a regular movement. Like when you look at b-boys from the Bronx from the 70s and the 80s, people were telling that their movement was perfect, but now it's considered basic. Like, and for me, like when it comes to my philosophy of dance, my main inspiration is Cambell. Rest in peace. You know?
Well, he's like an old school locker.
The creator of locking.
Oh, dope.
He's the creator of locking. Passed away 4 years ago already now. And he created the dance by accident.
Okay.
By doing a movement wrong and by doing so creating locking, you know. So for me, there's a lot of creativity in something that is not perfect, you know, because it's an open door to something new.
So that's why you have your philosophy, so like that you were cheating with your movement.
I call that cheating on a practical level, but it's also the thing that I want to let it open to be something else, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting approach. So the philosophy of like the coincidence, the accidentally locking thing of what is the name of the gentleman?
Don
Cambell. Is like a philosophy you also inherit a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, that's
as a
interesting.
locker myself, I think it's important also to, to take not just the move, but also the philosophy of the dance. That's in it. Take what fits you, what doesn't fit you, and really make your own research to find your, your own identity with the old and the new all coming together. You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's dope. And last two questions. What you as a professional dancer, what do you see? What other dancers can improve? And that's like not only a dance, but more like outside of dance. So on a health level.
Health, I don't know. I would speak maybe about mental health.
Mental also, that's
yes,
also health, you know?
Which is not staying too much in the bubble of dance. Right?
Yeah.
I take very much inspiration in stuff from daily life. Like for example, I'm a big nerd, you know, about movies and anime, video games and everything. And I take a lot of inspiration from that as well. Not just visual, but also like the philosophy of what I learned in there and everything. And I think that sometimes dance between dancers can become this sort of echo chambers where we hear the same lessons, the same preaching over and over again, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And because it's said by people that were there like since 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, we feel like it's always something new, but actually people have been saying that for a while. So I think it's time also to grab some inspiration from outside to make it fit with the reality of today, you know?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. Interesting. Yeah, you are an interesting guy. You like really researching like stuff,
we can talk for hours about this.
Yeah, I can see. I think I need a podcast and we can talk for hours in the near future. Yes. Do you have a final message for dancers that just started off with dancing?
That just started off with dancing. I think, yeah, that most of these dances were created like, you know, Black and Latino American dances. You know, from the 70s, like the one we practice in Belgium.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
From the 70s to the 2000s. I think that they were doing mostly by teenagers and young people that had no idea they were creating a whole culture and a whole you know, baggage that was gonna carry on all around the world, right? So I would say try not take it too seriously because you know, the newcomers are the ones that are gonna create something new, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if you only stay stuck on what already existed and you don't allow yourself to create, then you're gonna lead to the death of the culture at some point.
Ah, yes.
Let it live organically. And also, that's for the newcomers, but for the people that've been there for a while, let the newcomers do their thing. You know? Like, if they need to learn the basic and the history at some point, they're gonna do it, but you don't have to, you know, hammer it to them at the beginning of the drawing.
It's always like that, man. It's always like that. I hate that so much, man. I think like when you were, okay, like the old school veterans, they didn't have examples, you know, like, so they are like the, say like the OGs, the original ones. And if you are like the number one, like back in the days, you want to like persevere, or no, not persevere, but preserve the knowledge and the style of dancing. So it's understandable, man.
I like to personally, I think my students are quite nerdy, as in, I just give them this and then they go search for this, you know?
Amazing,
I don't need to give them everything, so I just give them a little bit and then it's up to them to do the work, you know?
Oh.
At least the students that carried on with me are the ones that, you know, have this nerdiness that I really like.
So you are more like a super generalist instead of like a super specialist, like we have a tight corners, we're gonna do this, but you're more like, let's grab from this and this and this.
Yeah, well, I like to be specific, but like specific, you know, like I'm not gonna, you know, if dance became a tree with time, I'm not gonna talk about the tree, I'm gonna talk about the seed. Not the finished product, because I want them to be able to take that seed and do something else with it, you know?
Yes.
As much as, you know, for example, the Nicolas brothers in the, I think, 40s and 50s, you know, inspired jazz dancers, but they also inspired like UK jazz dancers, you know, in another continent. You know, it's the same seed that created two different branches of the same thing.
Ah, you know? Yes.
And that's what I like, you know, like from jazz can also like develop Latin dance around it, and from Latin dance came breaking, you know, and stuff like that. So
yes.
Different branches starting from the same seed. So I like to speak about the seed and not overcharge too much about what came after, because if you have the seed, then it's up to you to do what you want.
Then you can grow your own tree with that.
Yes, yes.
Dope, man, dope. Yo, thank you very much for the interview. Nice to have you. In the near future, we will do a longer podcast, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. I'm here, you know.
Dope. Thank you.
Interesting questions.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down on this video. Till the next video, Stanley signing off. Goodbye.